The biggest thing that I've learned in business was not everybody wants to be loved or praised the way you want to, right? And that's just like your wife or your family. It's like the love languages. There's a 5 love languages test. There's actually one you could take for your coworkers and team as well. And I'm physical touch and I'm words of affirmation. That's how I receive love, right?
Hello and welcome to this episode of the Ask Fowler Masterminds podcast, brought to you by A Advanced Services, Fuse Networks, and Warrior Injury Law. We're coming at you from the Creative Block Studios in Seattle, Washington. So Joe, for new listeners and followers joining in, how did we start our podcast?
Sure. So it first started out as a private Facebook group page. Purpose was to bring businesses together into Facebook to communicate, talk, ask questions, share tips, kind of guide one another on maybe if they're having issues in their business. But because we're a marketing agency, we get asked a lot of questions outside of just marketing. So selfishly, we created a podcast to bring on different guest speakers to talk on topics all relevant to being a business owner and entrepreneurship.
Awesome. And this year our focus has really been to have like local guests. Not only that, when we have our day drinking episodes, it's good to toast with someone local and get feedback and everything. So we have Mr. Mk Bruce in the studio.
Let's go.
So MK, thanks for coming on.
Go.
When we're filming this, by the way, it's Apple Cup week. So I'm a Husky, he's a Cougar. So it's friendly banter, but
Is it friendly?
it is friendly.
I fight.
All right. But please introduce yourself to our audience.
Yeah, so my name is Mkristo Bruce. I go by MK. Local guy, grew up in Renton.
Renton.
You're from Renton, right? Renton. Went to Liberty High School and, then went on to Washington State. Played a little bit of football and then, here we are.
So tell us what you do now for work and everything.
Yeah, so, kind of a lot. I've always had that entrepreneurial spirit. So, got into mortgages. So I got my team with a mortgage company. My wife and I opened a gym in 2017 at the time. Started in our garage actually, and then kind of built it into a 10,000 square foot space in Maple Valley, and just really honed in on that community gym that we really like and enjoy. And then my son and I had a mobile detailing company that we started.
Whose idea was that?
Okay, truthfully, it was mine because he was like, "Dad, I want to get a job." I was like, "If you're gonna get a job, you're gonna start your own business." So I was like, "Let me teach you how to shake a hand, tie a tie, get into the nitty gritty." And
right.
And so we built it was just him, a van, and he hired his buddies, and we grossed over $100,000 the first year.
Nice.
in details.
And how old is he when you get started?
He got started at he couldn't even drive yet. He was 15.
Nice.
Wow.
And then he actually had somebody else drive until he turned 16, the mobile detailing van. So
Sweet.
Did really well. And then we decided, I was like, hey, you should be a high school kid. So I closed it down and made him go to school. And then now we fly planes together. We're
Nice.
Pilots.
Sweet.
So just a little bit of everything.
As a business?
It will be.
There you go.
It will be. So he's working toward the airline. So he's in school, pilot school in Texas.
Okay.
And then I'm just training right now on my own. So we're going to meet up together as soon as he's done. And
Is it going to be like a charter business then? Out here?
I think honestly, if we can fly for one of the majors, right? Just be an airline pilot. I think I'm a firm believer. It's not what you know, it's who you know. So networking is huge. So I've shaken so many hands. We've flown to Oshkosh over the country meeting pilots. So if we can get to a point where we're flying other people's planes, we can do that too. So we're not set on anything. We just want to work towards it.
Because there is the private jet industry, right? They're only at a handful of airports. I don't know any of them that fly into locally here.
Yeah, there's a bunch. I was on the air. We just moved down to Arizona as well, so we split our time. So I was on this airstrip where I'm hanging in my plane, and I look over. I'm just looking at Redfin, and there's a house that's selling for $20 million. I'm like, okay, there's some money on this. There's some money here. So some people have like jets in their hangars and stuff like that. And I asked this one guy, I was like, hey, what do you do? He goes, oh, some billionaire just has me fly his plane. So he's just his personal pilot,
On demand.
On demand.
Yeah.
And my original CFI was a good friend now, but he's Tyler Perry's personal pilot. So it's just like you just meet somebody all of a sudden, they like each other. He's like, hey, you be my pilot, right? So we'll see.
But the business is really just like you fly from Arizona to Texas, and it's just someone pays a membership into the plane, and then you just hop on a plane. You pull in. There's 5 minutes on board to a plane, and then you're off.
Yeah, and
No
I
security.
think that's the coolest thing about private is like you don't have to wait in security lines.
Right.
You drive up to basically the plane, get on, and go.
Yeah.
And it's the convenience factor.
Yeah.
So.
Right. Well, let's get to know you, MK the person. Joe.
Yeah.
First question, please.
What are some early lessons learned as an entrepreneur?
Oh, brother. Oh, these are good ones. So, man, I'm a firm believer too of fail and fail often, right? But also fail forward. And
Absolutely.
With that is whenever I'm in a room with somebody, I find somebody that's doing better than me. I'll sit down with them and be like, ask the same questions.
Yeah.
Where did you mess up? What would you have done differently? And what made you so successful? I always ask those three questions. But for me, I failed a lot and I wasn't afraid to fail. And I think a lot of people, that's their biggest mistake is they try and like take the easy route or they're apprehensive to try. So like even social media, marketing, huge, right? But people are so scared of it. And it's like one of those things like, okay, you have a bad video.
Yeah.
And?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So you just got to keep shooting your shot.
Nice. Well, in your failing as an entrepreneur, what's the best piece of advice that you've been given?
Always learn from your mistake, right? There's a lesson in every single thing you do well and everything that you do wrong. So there's been times that I was like, man, I'm going to try this and it's going to hurt if I do fail. And then you go back and look like, if I would have done this differently, this would have worked. And you go back and then now you're 10Xing yourself. Right.
Okay. My favorite question, Caleb.
And while you answer this question, I'll be making our first drink.
Okay.
Is why is marketing important?
So, okay.
Since we're a marketing company,
Yes.
it's a marketing podcast.
So I got to say this. I think some people put their money or their chips in certain buckets. I think marketing is numero uno, right? I'm a very, very firm believer in marketing because people should know, like, trust you. People should see you. You should have subliminal jabs going at all time, right? When you see my logo, I want you to think of Team Bruce. When you see mortgages, I want you to think of Mkristo and Team Bruce, right? When you see an airplane, you're like, oh, my friend MK's a pilot, right? Like all these things that I do, I feel like are subliminal jabs out there of coming back to me in some way, right? So you always hear that thing that's like, I got a guy or I got a gal for this, right? And that's the same thing. It's like when you have these things, I want you to always I want to be your guy for that, right? Nice. So that's marketing in every single thing that you do. So I'm a very, very big believer in marketing.
So let's jump into marketing real quick. What do you do for marketing that you have found the best for the mortgage?
For me, Instagram's been huge for me. Instagram and Facebook have been very, very big. There's rules to the game with marketing where some people say that you should stick with your niche. And again, that's where I was like coming in and failing comes like, I want people to know every facet of me, right? Some people are like, hey, you have a business page, you have a personal page, but my personal is my business, right? Like I have my pillars. I got my family, my working out, my pilot stuff, my cowboy, like everything is just is me, right? But I want people when they come to do a mortgage, I want them to like know me. I don't want to just be like, oh, I got your mortgage done. So like people will call me like, hey, MK, I saw you riding horses this weekend. That's really cool. Also, I'm looking at buying a house. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that.
So you don't separate your business and a personal page? It's all combined?
That's all combined because again, it's like, here's another thing too, is like when I'm scrolling through Instagram or Facebook, I'm not going to go look at your business page. I don't care. Like, I want to know who you are.
But a lot of people are afraid to put themselves out there. 100%. Where you haven't been, you've taken that risk. It's paid off for you.
Yeah.
But when you talk to people, they'll ask you like, hey, social media, but I'm afraid to put myself out there. Yeah. And they're afraid just to make a mistake. They want to be perfect, but sometimes their imperfect self is what relates to people.
1000%. Yeah. That's the best part of seeing people's like imperfections. Just like, they're a little quirky or, they do a little something fun, but I want to support people too. We were talking about business owners, right? So, when I see a business owner, when I was younger, I didn't understand how to support business people. So it's like, oh, that's my friend. I want a discount. But if someone's really your friend,
they're going to pay full rate anyways.
You're going to
for the value of services that you're providing them. You'd almost be. I'd rather support you.
Yes.
I'm going to pay this already.
You're already going to pay it.
Help someone that I know, not like give me a homie hookup.
Sure.
Right.
But that's the thing that like I used to be like that because I didn't know. I'm like, oh, that's my friend. They're going to take care of me. And a lot of my friends would be like, yo, MK, I got this. I'm like, absolutely not. Like, I'm going to pay for this because you gave me this service. And I'm coming to you too because I know you. I know you're going to treat me well. And I'm like, when it comes to sales, if you treat me good, make me feel good, I'm buying the undercoating, I'm buying the warranty. You know what I mean?
You're buying the full meal
I'm doing
deal.
all of it.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But just treat me good and like give me the experience. But
Yeah.
also, I want to see you win. So if I know you, like my friend, one of my best friends in the world, he owns a gym in Florida.
Yeah.
We go drop in his gym. We pay a drop-in fee.
Yeah.
My wife and I go work out. We pay a drop-in fee. He's like, no, you don't pay that. I'm like, no, I'm supporting your business.
Right.
I want to see your business succeed. Right.
Right.
So that's what I think people don't really have that mindset. So like when people are buying a house, I tell my employees this. When I hire a new loan officer or we're doing training, if somebody in your sphere buys a house and they don't use you, you didn't do a good enough job of marketing yourself.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because if someone in your circle goes, MK, I didn't know you do loans.
That's your fault.
That's my fault.
Yeah.
1,000%. Because I had a loan officer who was like, I can't believe so-and-so didn't use me.
But did you know what you do?
Dude, they know
Yeah.
what you do. And then as a business owner, are you teaching your sphere how to refer you? Is a big thing too. Because people ask me all the time, like, MK, you did such a good job for me. How do I tell other people about you?
Yeah.
That's one of the biggest compliments in the world, right?
Yeah.
If you even hear the word real estate, if you even hear the word mortgage or anything, I want you to say, hey, call my guy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Right.
So how did you get into, what came first, the gym or mortgages?
Mortgages.
How'd you get into mortgages?
Man, I hit this crazy road. So my last year playing football, so I played for the Raiders, Dolphins, and Jaguars.
Okay.
And then when one of my last years playing, I was buying my wife a car, and the sales manager, and we just hit it off. We were just talking back and forth, and he texted me. He's like, as soon as you're done playing football, I want you to sell cars. I'm like, bruh, I'm not selling cars. I'm not doing it. And he just hit me. And then finally I was like, I got done playing. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I was a little bit lost, and I was like, let's give it a try.
Yeah.
And just hit it off. It was fun, did well. I became a manager in like 5-6 months.
What kind of cars?
We started out at a Nissan dealership.
Okay.
Became a manager,
Slower.
finance, learned all the things, and did really, really well. And then moved over to Brotherton Cadillac, and we were, one of the best dealerships in the state. We're killing it. And I would see these real estate agents and loan officers come in and buy cars with checkbooks, wearing flip flops. I'm like,
I want to do that.
I'm working 7 days a week, slanging cars. I was like, I like real estate way better. I love real estate. I love numbers.
I'm going to
Yeah.
just interrupt.
Yeah.
So if you can't tell, this is a purple drink, but it's a
I don't want
blueberry
a purple
old fashioned.
drink. I want a
you go.
crimson drink.
Here. Take some pictures, Joe, because I'll have to post it later.
Got you.
So this drink, sorry to interrupt, MK, but is
No, don't worry about my
Have you heard
story.
of Uncle Nearest? Have you heard of Uncle
Yeah,
Nearest?
it's really good.
So Nearest Green, I was just telling the story, was Jack Daniel's lead distiller.
Yep.
He was nowhere to be found because he was a slave.
Yep.
The family unearthed the records.
Yep.
They formed a distillery, and I'm a big proponent of their product. So our star of this drink is the Uncle Nearest 1856
That's
Tennessee
such a great
whiskey.
story.
It is.
Really
Yeah,
good story.
I'd love to have you as a guest too. Also, a boysenberry liqueur, which is Whidbey Island, so it's a local product.
Love it.
So, and then a homemade blueberry syrup with some bitters, a little orange peel for the oil twist, and
Are we cheers in
cheers
this?
it up.
Yeah,
Cheers
yeah.
it up.
Cheers, brother. Go Cougs.
Go Dogs. Apple Cup. I'm glad MK's in studio. Our producer, thank you.
That's good, Caleb.
Oh, that's really good.
That's tasty.
Nissan dealership.
Yeah.
Nissan
Sorry to
dealership.
interrupt.
No, I mean, yeah. Who cares what I was talking about?
No, you're talking about working at Nissan dealership
No.
and all these
So-
real estate agents are coming in flip flops.
Yeah, I mean they're coming in buying cars and everything like that. But it was something I was super interested in anyways. But this guy Michael Forneret came on the lot and he was like, he filled out my okay. So I look out on the lot and my sales guy's he's just doing bad. I can tell he's doing bad. I saw the body language. I was like, this isn't good. So I go out there, start talking with him. We actually hit it off. And then I was like, let me do a credit application, just see what you qualify for. We'll come back looking at Escalade. So I come back, and I say, hey, listen, based off of 115,000, you don't qualify. He goes, 115,000, I make that a month. I was like,
Holy shit.
hey, can you show me how to do that? So that was like how I got into it. And I the hardest thing was, here's the thing, and this is what really prompted, like I'm talking about entrepreneurial, is in mortgages, you're 100% commission. Like
Right.
there's
Yep.
no salary, there's no nothing. So, I have salary plus commission job. I got a house, cars, family, kids. And I was like, listen, I went home and told my wife, I was like, listen, I'm going to get into mortgages, but here's a caveat. It's 100% commission. There's no guarantees. And either I sink or either we all go down or this is going to be good. And I bought a Prius and I put like almost 40,000 miles on the first year, and I would go to real estate office I would
So
be
you were pounding the pavement.
Pounding the pavement. I was like, listen, I do loans, and made it. But it was not ideal. It got a little tight.
Yeah.
But that was the story how I got into mortgages, and yeah, it worked out.
So during that journey then, at what point did you be like, all right, obviously you're a fit dude, you like to work out. At what point did you like, all right, we're going to start a gym next?
So the gym was always in the books of just, we wanted to do it for us. You know, so my wife never worked out. She was never an athlete or anything like that. And then I got super fat. I was like,
Post NFL.
Post NFL, man, I was eating like 2 teriyakis at lunch, like the dinner size ones. I was just eating all day, drinking whatever.
So you turned into an old lineman.
It wasn't good. So I was just getting soft. So
you're still eating the calories, not doing the work.
Not doing the work.
Yeah.
So my boy invited me to CrossFit, and I was like, man, it just kind of felt like I was competing again. And then I got super jacked again, and I was like, all right, I don't want to be fat anymore.
Yeah.
And then, but I got her into CrossFit. She took off, and then she ended up competing, doing really well. Now
good.
she's training to be a professional bodybuilder. So on October 7th, she's going to be at the Olympia in Vegas competing for that.
Nice.
So she's an animal.
Nice.
So basically, we got in the garage, we started working out together, and then people would walk by the garage, and they would be like, "Can we work out with you?" And then more and more people came, and then we're like,
Then word of mouth just.
Yeah.
So your gym is, talk about your gym.
Yeah. So the Buffalo Gym. So
And how can people learn about that online or Instagram or?
TheBuffaloGym.com or just the Buffalo Gym on Instagram. But we have this, like, I've always been a community guy, like community service, go talk to the kids, bring people together, connectors my thing.
Right.
And we were like, how do we bring the community together and do it in a positive way? So Brett, man, this guy Brett in Maple Valley, he took a shot on us. Like, so we had no history with owning a business, no anything, so we couldn't get a small business loan. We were looking at it, and he was basically like, listen, a lot of people vouch for you guys, are good people, and he's like, I'm going to give you guys a shot. So we didn't have to, come up with a crazy amount of money down and do all this stuff. So we opened up the gym, and it just starts blowing up. And then during COVID, right behind was a space that almost 15 years ago, we had a video going, man, I wish one day this would be our gym. And it came up for sale. He bought it and then leased it to us, but 10,000 square foot space. We got 40 yards of turf. We got 24 squat racks. We got a side room with weight room in it. It's just, we got a kids room upstairs that's staffed with someone to watch the kids.
Nice.
It's just like this wonderland of working out.
Yeah.
And he took a chance on us, and we didn't have to. And it's just one of those things where we have people that were going to their wedding actually Saturday that met at our gym. We got people that are getting married at our gym. Their kids are growing up to where they're working out at the gym now. It's just beautiful.
What kind of training do you offer there?
It's just class based. So we do weight training, and then the last part of it's conditioning, and it's all programmed out.
Have you started doing programs for the high schools for athletes?
So this past season, we're the official trainers for Tacoma high school football.
Nice.
Which is pretty cool.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So that means the whole team come to you, or you guys go to them?
The whole team comes to the Buffalo, and they get busy. Like, we put them through the gauntlet. And the cool thing is, Coach Jordan, she trained at Washington State in the athletic department, being a trainer, and she does all the programming for the kids. And then we have just some studs that are just training them and putting them through the gauntlet.
Nice.
They all got bigger, faster, and stronger this year for sure.
Well, it showed. By the time this episode comes out, it'll be later in the season.
Yeah.
But congrats on their first big. We were at the game, the Skyline game. That's a big road game for them.
Huge.
And a big game this week, Kennedy.
Yeah.
If you're going to climb a mountain, you got to go through them.
Oh, buddy.
So and Kennedy's 0-2, so it's an opportunity.
I'm just excited for them, man. They just they've worked hard, and it was good to see them kind of put in that work.
Yeah. What kind of marketing do you guys do for the gym?
Man, so
I mean, if you're blowing up and it's all word of mouth, you really don't have to do a lot. It's just doing the marketing to make sure people still remember the brand.
There's a couple of different things. So when we started, we've never ever paid for marketing in that gym ever, and we wanted a different approach.
Yeah.
So our approach was social media, word of mouth, and then what we did was we have a logo. It's just a buffalo. So when my wife and I were coming up with the logo, the scheme, the colors, we wanted to be like Nike. We wanted our logo to just speak for itself. Nike is the most simple logo you could possibly get, but it is the most recognizable logo in the world, right? So when we see the buffalo and people from all over the country, like we have friends and family all over that wear the shirts, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, it's the coolest logo!" We're like, "Hey, it's our gym back in Seattle." So, they say Seattle, but it's one of those things that we just wanted that. And for us, Maple Valley, Maple Valley is just it's a special niche place. Yeah, we're not getting people from Seattle. We're not getting people from outside. It's when people do come in, they come visit. So I feel like people in Maple Valley, like they're like, "Oh yeah, that's the buffalo."
Is there a goal to maybe turn for another location or franchise it?
For us, no. People ask us all the time to do it, but I mean, so many blood, sweat, and tears went into that, and the probability of a gym being successful is very, very low. Yeah. And to simple fact that we made it through COVID, and we know a lot of friends and a lot of people out there that didn't. We just there's just hats off to the community for riding with us.
I'm gonna go back to your professional. What was it like when you got out of professional? Because I don't know what they teach you when you're like a professional athlete. Like, hey, you should invest your money here. Have you thought about this? When you left your professional athletic career and you went into getting a job, what was that transition like? I'm only asking because I know there's part of our audience that maybe look at this or like, you know what, I play this sport right now and my body's beat to shit and I'm going to be getting out soon and I've never really thought about what I'm going to do. What I'm going to do next.
I'll tell you, the hardest thing in the world is leaving something that was your dream, right? So I have a lot of
because you worked your whole life to get to that point.
You worked your whole life.
Yeah.
That was it. And I was actually telling somebody a story yesterday. When I got cut by Jacksonville, my wife's out there, my son's in school, we have a place. I tore my calf, was my last injury, and I just could not run. I kept trying to rehab. I kept trying to run. I couldn't. Jack Del Rio calls me in his office. He goes, Mkristo, whether you're here or whether I'm here, the show will go on. Mm-hmm. And I was like, okay, what are you saying, coach? He was like, thank you for your services.
Yeah.
And you got to imagine a kid in his 20s, like, that's all I've ever known. That's all I've ever wanted.
That was the that's it moment.
So you were out when you were how old then?
Oh, 24 maybe.
You're literally just starting life.
Yeah, just a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for your services. And I just remember sitting there and my soul leaving my body, and call my wife on the way home. I'm like, you want the good news or the bad news? Good news is I love you. Bad news is we got to go home, So she was pregnant with our daughter at the time. So it was to a point we couldn't fly. So we packed up our truck, everything that would fit in our truck and a trailer. We took everything else we gave away, and then we drove from Florida back to Seattle.
Okay. Yeah. And then what was that like? Now you're stopped. Now you're driving across. Is there conversations like what I'm going to do next? Like, what are my interests in life? What do I want to?
Yeah, and the thing is, when you've been playing at a high level for that long, in your head, you still got it.
Yeah.
So I got back and I rehabbed and I did everything I could to try and play again. And then I remember, I think it was Seattle gave me a workout and I killed the workout. And I think it was Jim Moore at the time called and was basically thank you. What's this one?
This one, sorry to interrupt.
No,
Mark, where you at? Right here. Our next drink, because we had to do two. MK and I have been texting a minute to try to get him in. And I said, it's going to be worth your while. So this drink is called a Jungle Bird, which is a rum-based drink, right? With this Philippine rum, very old Captain, Myers Dark Rum, Malibu rum, a little Campari, a little Aperol. So there's a lot of flavors to it with pineapple juice and calamansi juice mixed up. So it's kind of a tropical kind of delight. So
tropical delight.
Cheers.
Cheers, brothers.
Delight.
Yes.
Down the hatch.
It's all balance of the two drinks, an old fashioned and that. So.
Yeah. It's good.
So anyway, Jacksonville, you're.
Yeah. Well,
or Seattle.
I'm back
Jim
with
Moore.
Seattle. So Jim Moore calls and is basically like, "Hey, we're gonna sign you." I'm like, "Yeah, babe, we're back."
Yeah.
And I was super excited, getting ready. I'm all pumped up because my dream was always to play for the Hawks. I'm a hometown kid.
Yeah.
I get to play for the Hawks. And I remember right before they're going to sign me, a corner or somebody went down. It's a game of numbers. Like they're shuffling people around with special teams, and they ended up signing another corner. They didn't sign me, and I was just done after that. Like I don't even know if I was gonna be able to play. Like I was band-aiding my calf, but to this day, like I can't even run that far. They just blow out on me. And that's the hard part too. Is like, you've been an invincible person your whole life, and then you blow a knee out, shoulder, back, whatever, and that's it.
So talk to us how you use that to jumpstart your entrepreneurial career, because you could go in a lot of different directions.
Yeah.
I mean, you're down. You got a family. You could let me just find something to pay the bills. There was a point where you didn't want to accept that for whatever reasons came your way. What was that kind of spark that got you going, and then to take the next step? Because a lot of people in our audience, there's a lot of entrepreneurs.
Sure.
There are different levels, but we like to highlight the ones that have made that jump. And sometimes it's something you'll say that may click with another person in the audience. What would you say to those entrepreneurs who've maybe been at rock bottom when you climb up, and not only when you get to ground zero, but like making 100, like that's a choice, and you made those choices. Talk to us about that.
Yeah, I think the hardest thing, I think the most relatable thing I could say is you finding your why, right? Like I had a wife and 2 kids, and I was not gonna let them be hungry or go hungry. So like that was my why. Like, and I grew up so rough. I was one of 8 kids, just my mom. Like we had no food in the house. We had no heat half the time. Like I told myself as a parent, I'm never going to let my family experience that. Like that's what I had to experience. Like they will never feel that. So for me, working 7 days a week, that's nothing. Like as long as they don't have to feel that, like easy, right? But that was my why. I've always been a team captain of everything I've been on. I don't even like to lose a tic-tac-toe. Like I'm just competitive, right? So I take it to the entrepreneurial, avenue. And whether it's starting a business, whether I'm working for somebody else, I'm going to give you I'm going to be the best person I can be. You can only control attitude and effort. Those are the only 2 things you can control. So my effort is going to stay high. My attitude is going to stay high. And then everything good happens from there. And that's really it.
Nice.
No, that's awesome. I mean, yeah, because it's a choice that you make.
It's a choice.
How do you have a team? How many people underneath you, or how many people at your mortgage company?
10.
What kind of training do you guys do?
It depends. So like my loan officers will do new guidelines, new programs. We'll do some sales, and then any new products that come out. For my team, a lot of process driven. So you take that sports and you bring a game of inches, right? So if this happens, this is going to happen. How do we make sure that this doesn't happen, right? Yeah. But if there's a book called Chop Wood, Carry Water, and it's like you do the same thing every single day: chop wood, carry water, and then everything else works from it. It's when you start to try and deviate from that is when the bad things happen. So that's what we look at.
And how do you celebrate your employees? Like obviously in the pro world, you get evaluated plus, minus.
Yeah.
You have your score sheet, and we've always liked to hear other business owners on how you reward success or those small successes. How do you highlight your employees when they do something well, or the converse of that? Someone's having a tough time. Yeah. How do you you're not going to send them to the practice squad? Like talk to us about
send them on IR.
Talk to us about that.
Yeah, here's the biggest thing that I've learned in business was not everybody wants to be loved or praised the way you want to, right? And that's just like your wife or your family. It's like the love languages. There's a 5 love languages test. There's actually one you could take for your coworkers and team as well. And I'm physical touch and I'm words of affirmation. That's how I receive love, right? Probably shouldn't do physical touch at work. But
just
when
hugs all around.
When you figure that out, there's some people that don't like to be touched.
My boundaries.
Yeah. People hate, some people will cringe if you try and give them a hug, right?
Yeah.
But for me, I was always trying to love people the way I want to be loved. So I was meeting people where they're at and trying to figure out different ways. Motivation. Some people want the carrot or the stick. Some people are motivated by, driving them. Some people are motivated by praise.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So I just had to learn that you can't love on people the same way. Yeah. So that was the biggest lesson for me.
What's in your future moving forward? Let's say for mortgages first.
Yeah. So the way the Fed movement, the Fed talk is happening right now. If we get lower rates, that's what I want.
Yeah.
Right. It's been a tough few years for mortgage and real estate, in general. But, interest rates coming down, building my team, potentially another office, hiring more loan officers. If you're a loan officer out there, you want a pretty dope team, talk to
More
me.
offices here locally, or are you going to expand to Arizona?
I want to expand all up and down the West Coast. Like, I want to, I'm a pilot, so like I fly my own plane. So like if I have an office in the next state, I want to fly my plane there.
You'll go there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So ideally that would be cool. We live half the time or 3/4 of the time down in Arizona. So I want to continue to soak up the sun and then just, enjoy that life as well.
Yeah. And then what about for the gym?
The gym, I want the gym to thrive. And this is what I mean by that is there's very good people there. I want to build on that. And I want to create a space that people can come, feel healthy, safe, invigorated. I want them to leave a better person. I want people to say that, hey, listen, I'm a better person, a better husband, father, I'm healthier for coming to the Buffalo. That's what I want. I want people to have to show up and call other people like, hey, are you going today? I think that's the coolest thing in the world. There's these pockets of, the 9 o'clock class or the 10 o'clock class where there's the accountability. They're like, hey, I didn't see you today. Don't let that happen again. It's just like, whoa, that's so cool that they have that. Did I create that? Maybe, or it happened organically, but that's what I want.
But that just tells me that the people in the class are not just worried about themselves. They want to see the people next to them succeed as well.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what my wife and I created.
It's a culture.
And that culture, it kind of like trickled down because like we're big on like praising everybody that comes in. It's like, just get a 1% better a day, right? Or okay, you don't want to max out today? Like just, you're here. Right? Just be here. Just move.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And success looks differently to everybody. You don't have to be the number one in the workout that day. Like you being there is success.
Yeah.
Right. That's what we always want people to feel welcome and safe and have that, which has been great.
So we'll put it out there, but for our audience again, if they want to connect with you for Team Bruce, can you just share the best ways to connect with you? If you want to talk to you about the career path or your success and everything, how could people get a hold of you?
TeamBruceMortgage.com is the mortgage company. If you go to thebuffalogym.com, that's the gym. And then Instagram, I think, is where we thrive the most. But, the Buffalo Gym for the gym. And then for me, it's Mkristo.Bruce.
If someone wants to hire you to be their pilot.
I'm telling you.
Either the challenge.
Guys, I am so freaking excited. I hope you see this. Like my son, I'm a girl dad for my girl. I'm the dad of all dads too for my boy. Like I love these kids, right? I want them to succeed. So, my daughter, she was a hooper. She says she doesn't want to play this year. Hopefully she changes her mind, right? But, if whatever she wants to do, I'm going to support her. Like my son, we have this like pilot thing that we're doing together. To be able to fly with him it's been so important to me because that's something that we can do together till I can't walk anymore, right? That's something that we can do, and hopefully I'm being a good example and a good dad to my daughter. I think that's really what matters, and that's what I get joy out of is just being a good dad, husband. And
just sounds like you're just how you are in the office. You're meeting them where they're at.
Trying to meet them where they're at, because I have these friends, old teammates that are like, yo, my kid's gonna do this and this, and my son told me early, he was like, Dad, I don't want to be an athlete. It didn't feel great at the time.
right.
But again, it's like I'm not gonna force you to play.
You're gonna love your son regardless.
I'm gonna love you regardless. That's my dog, know. But my daughter, I might have to force her to play.
Well, cheers to that. One last cheers.
Yeah, appreciate you.
I got one last question for you. What's been the most rewarding thing so far that you've done in life?
Damn. Ooh. Man,
outside of the NFL.
And truthfully, the most rewarding thing was growing up the way I did. I did not have a good example of a family, husband, wife, kids, house, picket fence, whatever.
The complete family life, whatever that was.
Whatever it looks like to you. And for me to look back and say that, I've been with my wife since I was 17 years old. Son still there, and daughter there. I'm present in their lives. Like I'm not gone. Like I'm present. I'm making it to games. I pull up to my son's first time flying his plane solo in Texas. I'm not missing those things.
Right.
I think for me, looking back and knowing that my kids would be like, my dad was always there. My wife was like, my husband was always there. For me, I never had that. And it was like that's all I've worked for, I think.
Yeah.
So like now I feel like I'm there, right?
Which is great because what you do as an entrepreneur frees up your time so you can be there for your kids.
Correct. And
It
it's like,
gives you
we couldn't do
the
it.
chance for those moments.
Yeah. You know, if I'm slaving away, you know, working, you know, 12 hours a day, not to say it's a bad thing.
Yeah.
Right.
But like, you know, having to clock in and be somewhere, like I couldn't do that. Right. So
Right.
it frees it up.
Well,
For
cheers
sure.
to that.
Yeah.
mean, we're all dads here, so
Yeah.
you just
Shout
became
out.
my favorite coup. Rest in peace to D Sparks, who's my buddy. But
Sparks my dog.
yeah, MK, you took that spot though. So there you go, man.
appreciate you.
My favorite coup. So cheers.
Thanks for having me.
On behalf of our sponsors, A Advanced Services, Fuse Networks, and Warrior Injury Law, coming at you from the Creative Block Studios in Seattle, Washington. My name is Galen.
Joe.
And thanks for tuning in. MK in studio, Mark behind the scenes to this episode of the Ask Valor Masterminds podcast. Cheers, everyone.